Hey folks, DIY CNC woodworker here with you again. You see on the computer there I've got a little plaque that I'm trying to create for my wife. This is a test carving with the new 611 router. It says "You are the best." Now I may have messed up already. I think I told the plaque to cut deeper than the letters, but we will see what happens. But again, I'm still learning this stuff. So if you pan around and pan down, there it is. We're about 2%, 3% done with the carving, and you can see it's carving out the center portion of the plaque as it goes now. So I'm not going to sit here and run this thing for the hours 2 or 3 that it's going to take to carve this thing, but I just wanted to show you it's in action. I've got my 1/8 inch collet came in today, so I'm able to put it on and run my 1/8 inch bit, and that's what I'm really testing is my 1/8 inch bit. See how they're going to carve. I don't know that they'll carve any different than they did with the spindle, but we'll see. So for now, that's what's happening. It's running, it's carving, it's digging a hole in that piece of plywood. So I'm going to pause the video at this time, and we'll come back when we got something else of interest to show you. Well, folks, it's getting there. I'm 50, almost 60% done according to the computer, and you can see how it's carved out the center portion, and it's working on the lettering right now, carving it. I was concerned that it wouldn't, I didn't know how it was going to carve. It's going down, that's good, it's exactly what I wanted. And once it's through the lettering, it's got 2 little wing sides to carve, and then it'll be done. But right now it's looking pretty good, so I'm going to go ahead and pause the video again, and come back when it's finished to show you what I've got. See you in a little bit. Okay folks, carving's finished. Oh, I didn't time it as usual, but it is somewhere around 3 hours to carve this out. One of these days I'm going to pay attention to when I start carving something so I can really time it accurately, but I'm satisfied. The only thing in here, you can see where the round bit that I used, the round bottom bit or round bottom end mill, left a kind of a grainy texture. If I'd used the flat bottom end mill, that would have come out smoother, but other than that, it looks pretty good. By the time I take and cut this out and bevel it and do all the other things I plan on doing to it, for our first try on this, I'm satisfied. This was again basically a test to see how my DeWALT611 router with the 1/8 inch collet and a 1/8 inch bit would work together. I can't say that it did anything but what it was designed to do. It worked fine for me. I'm satisfied with it. This would have looked better if it had been in a solid piece of pine or oak or hickory or walnut or something else, but again, don't use that high dollar wood when I'm running a test just to see how things are going to work. But I'm pleased with it. Looks good. Going to leave it as it is. Cut it out, kind of even it up a little bit, maybe bevel the edges, put a chamfer on the edges, and go with that until I do it again in a piece of solid wood. So for now, this is a CNC woodworker. We will talk to you again soon. Okay guys, I'm recutting that piece I just cut in plywood. I realized I had laying over here on the back side of the room a piece of pine. So I changed it a little bit. I put a border rectangle around it, and then I changed the feed rate and the depth of cut. I more than doubled the depth of cut, and I doubled a little bit more than doubled the speed rate. This started cutting at about 415. and I'm going to time it and see how long it takes to finish this. Another one I guesstimated 3 hours. We'll see how long this one takes. I'm going to say an hour to an hour and a quarter would be my guess. So I'll come back when this is finished. No sense in you sitting here watching this thing just make dust all over my room, as you can see. But got to come up with a dust shield or something. But anyhow, I'll come back in a little bit when this is done. For now, I'll pause and we'll be back shortly. Alrighty, folks, that cut's done. By my timing, about 55 minutes. Big difference. Notice too how smooth this is in here. Just as smooth as a newborn baby's backside. That's the difference between using the round over bit and using the flat end mill bit. So, what have we learned? Well, a couple of things. Let me get this readjusted. We learned a couple of things. One is I'm out of shot. Okay, one said it took 55 minutes by my timing. I said it started at 10 after. It was actually 12, probably 12, 13 after, and it finished about 5 after the hour. So call it 55 minutes in round numbers. Well, what did I do to make the difference? One, I increased the depth of cut. I more than doubled what the other was cutting at .028, I think is what the easel set it up at, and I set mine up to cut at .05. The speed of cut, I don't remember what easels was, but I more than doubled the speed of cut, just roughly doubled the speed of cut. And of course I used a flat end mill. Makes a world of difference in the quality of your wood cut, the cutting of your wood. So all I need to do now is take this back out in the garage to my router. I need to take my saw and go ahead and trim this thing all even all the way around, and then I'll put it on my router. I'll cut a 1/2 inch round over. It'll come to me in a minute, bear with me. Cut a 1/2 inch round over in it all the way around, and then I'm going to spray it with some polyurethane and hang it on the wall. At least that's my plans, and my wife might not want it on the wall, but I made that for her. She's the best. I can't complain. I got a good one. It took me long enough to get one, but I got a good one. 27 plus years she's been a good one to me. So we're happy. Happy with my wife. Happy with my X-CARVE. Extremely happy with my DeWALT611. Again, I can't emphasize enough or repeat enough, fellas, if you're having troubles with your spindle, things are cutting crazy, not doing right, investigate getting a DeWalt 611 router. This thing cuts beautifully, and so far I've got no complaints whatsoever. It's all I got to do now is spend a little more time carving, learn a little bit more about easel. Oh, and another thing I've done, it's on my computer behind us, you can't see it, but I have downloaded the trial version of ArtSoft. No, I'm sorry, not ArtSoft. Scratch that. ArtCam. ArtCam Express is what it's called. ArtCam Express. I downloaded the trial version of that, and Lord have mercy. You know, I've been having trouble, and I had a major problem with X-CARVE photo, or photo X-CARVE, you know how you want to pronounce it, describe it. But I just never could get that thing to work right. It just never did work right for me. I got so frustrated with it. And I just, you know, and I had Zach at Venables was working with me, and a girl from Support at Vectric was working with me, and just nothing, just wouldn't work right. I just, it was terrible. And I got to talking with one of the guys on the forum the other day about it, and he says, well, you know what, X-CARVE, V-CARVE photo does one thing. It carves photos. That's all it does. It does nothing else. And if that's all you want, that's fine. But he said I should look at this ArtCam, because not only does it do photo carving, it also does multitudes of other. I mean, I just looked at it, run through some tutorials last night and this morning, And Lord have mercy. And the best thing about it, the Vectric V-Carve is, the photo V-Carve is $149. Just for that, to do one thing, carve photos. The Art Cam is $149. And it does anything and everything you probably would want to do with it. And they have multiple more levels of stuff that you can go on up and get and do a whole lot more. But for my use and what I want, I can't see I ever need anything more than the Art Cam Express. So I'm going to sit here and experiment and play with this Art Cam Express until I feel like I'm proficient enough with it that I can do something with it. And then I'm going to order that puppy. 149 bucks. Hey, man, I'd have been so upset if I'd have ordered that V-Carve photo and found this out. It would have just really, spoiled my day for sure. Anyhow, enough rambling on my part. I'm very happy with the way this came out. It's just as nice looking, as smooth. The cutting is just as smooth, and again, that's my fault for being in a rush to get something done, not paying attention to what I was doing. I grabbed the round nose bit out of my little packet of bits here instead of grabbing the flat end mill bit. And that's the difference between that grainy looking thing that I did in the plywood versus the smooth looking here on the pine. So anyhow, that's it for now, and until we see you again, this is the CNC Woodworker, and I hope you have a good day and enjoy having fun carving. For now, we'll talk to you later. Okay folks, this is just a little add-on I wanted to make, see if this will come out. The one on the top's where I used the rounded end mill bit, and it kind of left grooves in the picture, and the one on the bottom is where I used the flat end mill bit. You can see how smooth it is. Now one is in pine and the other is in plywood, but I don't think that it made that big of a difference. But I just wanted to add this onto the end of my film to give you a comparison of the two. So this is it. This is all. Good night, and wish you happy carving.